Hi, my love. Welcome. This is going to be your future fortunes reading. The future fortune, or the future forecast, I should say. I used to call it future fortune. The future forecast is a tarot and an oracle intuitive reading where I pull multiple cards and I just kind of do a free flow reading. I don't use a spread. And I basically focus on the energy of your future. Now, before we get started, please keep in mind that anything that I read for the future can change based off of your present actions. So nothing is set in stone. Anything that pops up in this reading can change based off of what you choose to do. So you have the power to choose the direction that you take with your future. And so if something negative comes up that you don't like, you have the power to change that. Please just treat this reading as simply guidance, okay? And I'm going based off of the energy right now. So as far as your reading goes, we're doing the full future. So there's a mini or a full-size option, and we're going to do the full-size option for you. I'm going to be working with 4 different decks. So I have the Halloween Oracle. I also have the Santa Muerte Tarot. I was really feeling a skeleton vibe for you. So I don't know if you have an interest in the skeletons, but that was really calling to me for you. I'm also using my Madame Endora's fortune cards. I love this deck. It is such a fortune teller deck, in my opinion. Absolutely love it. And I will also be working with the Trick or Tarot, which is a super, super cute Halloween tarot deck. All right. So let's get started. So we're going to look at 3 areas that you had. So you had 3 specific areas you wanted to look into, which is part of the full-size option, is you can look up to 3 parts. So the first one, we're going to look into the future of you in general, as well as in your relationship. And actually, I always forget to do this, but let me go ahead and just cleanse the space and open up space. So don't want to forget to do that. Where is, you know what? Let's do an incense. I like the way incense smells. It's not as harsh as sage, and sometimes sage can be a little bit overwhelming. So today my sinuses are a little bit better. I don't have allergies today, so let's not make it worse by lighting sage. So let's do incense. Okay, so as I light the incense stick, I open up space with your guides to come through in message. Spirit come through too in message, whatever my client needs to hear at this time. So I just blew it out. And may we trust that every message that comes true is necessary and needs to be delivered to my client. Cleanse the cards. Beautiful. Okay. So I'll go ahead and leave that lit. We'll just stick you up here. Okay. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Get a drink of water. All right. Okay. Let's start with the oracle. So we're looking into the future of you and your relationship. This is also going to be a somewhat lengthy reading, my love, so it could go on for at least half an hour. So I do recommend that if you do not, oh, look at how I said I like this, I felt the skeleton vibe for you, and look what came up. So I do recommend pausing this video if you need to, so that you can get yourself pen and paper to take notes. I also include a PDF workbook in your email. So if you want to print that out, you could print it out and use the section for notes to take notes. But I do recommend taking notes in your session, my love. Okay. All right, move this over here. Just scooch you back so you can see the whole table. All right. So what popped up first is the eternal love candle. I wanted to say candle because I have an eternal love candle. That is hilarious. Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. So I love this because I feel like this really, really resonates with your relationship right now. But it also resonates with your self-love. Okay. Now skeletons, I was feeling skeleton energy for you. And I feel like that's coming up, one, because skeletons is our true form. We can't change that, right? And when we look at every human being on this planet, after all of the hair and the dyes and the tattoos and the skin and the body fat and the muscles, we are all the same skeleton, okay? For the most part, we're all the same skeleton. And I feel like when it comes down to that, it's like we're more real and more equal and more balanced than we think that we are. So I feel like that's a message you needed to hear. I feel like there's a form of self-love that is coming through with that message for you. So I feel definitely that you were guided to learn to appreciate and love yourself more. But also in terms of your relationship, I do see that this relationship is very much whole and for the most part, very much going in for eternity kind of a sense. So that's a good thing to see as far as like looking into the future of that. But I will say that I do feel like if you haven't started self-love and self-care yet, it's on the horizon for you, okay? So definitely see that with that part. The next card I pulled is the Mummy, which is change. I love it. So change and transformations, change coming within you. I feel like this is self-love change, okay? I feel like this is you being able to shed layers of insecurities, really being able to forgive. So I'm hearing forgiveness is in order for you to grow, to change. So in the near future, when I look at these future fortune readings, I'm usually looking no further than 1 year. Okay, anything beyond a year is too much, I feel, in my opinion, because things can change in a matter of weeks. So a year from now is usually a good ballpark for me. So I'm saying within this reading, I'm focusing with anything within now, this very moment, to a year from now. But definitely in a year's time, change will happen. So who you are right now is not who you will be in a year from now, but also there's going to be aspects of you. I feel like there's physical change. Just intuition. I feel there's physical change happening within you. I'm also hearing chakras. So I'm hearing like balance. I feel like the root chakra is going to be changing. So that could also bring up maybe a possible move or changing in the career. So I know we're going to look into your career next. So that'll be exciting to kind of see what comes up for that energy. But I do feel your root chakra is going to be shifting. So if you're taking notes, definitely take note of the root chakra. If you're not familiar with the root chakra, it is associated with the color red. It resides in the base of your spine, your booty area, or also I see it in the feet. But basically it is the chakra of grounding, being grounded, being rooted, being stable. But I also feel like the home life stability is changing for you. So this is either you may find yourself in a new place, moving altogether, or this could also be movement in the career. So, you know, you're shifting your, you're uprooting and you're moving on to something different. So I feel that with this change card coming up for you. The owl card also came up, and this is saying wise seeing and wise action. So during this whole, thing of change and going through, self-love, self-care, I feel like the owl is the all-seeing. It's wisdom. Owl energy is wisdom. And I feel like that card coming up is kind of saying your perspective will be changing, okay? You yourself, your perspective, the way that you see things, the way that you view life, and the way that you view yourself will be changing, okay? So I do feel like that's going to happen. I feel like that goes hand in hand with the forgiveness that I was talking about earlier. When you are able to forgive and move on, you're going to find it hell of a lot easier to change your perspective on things. And maybe that's where that change card is also coming through. The other thing that's sticking out to me, so I really feel like Spirit's talking to me now. The other thing that's sticking out to me is I'm noticing the mummy's eyes are actually, they're revealed So it's almost like the mummies, the wrappings are taken off, they're removed from the eyes. And then obviously with this owl card, you could see the eyes zoomed in. So I feel like this is symbolic. I feel like Spirit is kind of showing you that your eyes, or the truth, is going to be revealed to you in this near future. So there could be some, you know, learning some new facts about things, situations, or certain people. There could be the pretty much like not lies will be revealed, but well, actually it could be that too. Lies being revealed or truths being revealed to you. So it could be a hurtful thing, especially regarding certain, you know, social circles. But I feel like it's going to be for the better for you. Like, you need to see this. So that's kind of something else that's coming forward as well. As far as your future goes with the tarot cards, we have the Knight of Pentacles coming up. We have the Chariot, and we have the, what is this? The Seven of Swords. Interesting. So remember how I was saying with the truths, this is coming up below the owl. The Seven of Swords is usually when you are dealing with manipulation, and I just saw 111. So 1111 just popped up on my thing. So keep that in mind. 1111 is new beginnings, starting over, starting fresh, being awakened, but it's also like positivity and being more positive. So I do feel like that's popping up too. It's telling you to be positive throughout this transition. If you're having, if you're seeing lies being revealed, to remain positive in that situation, that it's not the end of the world kind of feeling. I feel Spirit is saying for you that you need to be aware of these things to grow. Okay. Underneath the Mummy for the Change card, this is where the Chariot comes through. So definitely there's movement. I see the Chariot as travel, physical movement, right? Taking physical action. And I feel like the Chariot coming forward with the Mummy or change is definitely indicating there's going to be either relocating or moving, or there's going to be switching jobs, changing jobs, something of that sort within a year's time. Okay. So this could happen anytime between now and, like I said, a year from now. Or it could also be the thought coming up. So it may not be a physical action that is taken, but there could be the thought of that coming up. So that's really exciting. The other thing with your future, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like your bye bubs. I feel like your significant other is being represented as the Knight of Pentacle. And I think that's really sweet because I actually signify my husband as the Knight of Pentacle as well. So I see that as this is an individual who's very patient, okay? This is an individual who is very, they're very thorough and they're very careful, patient. They also can sometimes be caught up in the same routines day in and day out. So these are types of people who do better with routine rather than like excessive change. So I do feel like the eternal love coming through with that Knight of Pentacle is saying your love, your relationship will do the best. Not in sticking in complete routine, but it's familiarity. It does very well with familiarity. When there's major changes going on in the relationship, I feel like sometimes that can cause it to feel a little bit all over the place. So familiarity is a really good solid foundation for the relationship. I just pulled some additional oracle cards. So we have the Knight again, the Knight, which is triumph over adversity. So there will be some conquering of goals perhaps in the near future. And I feel like this is going to go for the significant other. So if your significant other is going to be watching this video, let them know that for them, they themselves will be conquering their own personal goals. Okay. I feel like this is money goals because of the pentacle suit that came up with the significant other. But this could also be combined. So the two of you working together can combine. Maybe you guys will be paying some debts off. Or maybe you will actually be free from debt in order to move and relocate, moving in together, perhaps, you know, something like that. The Wolf card came up with underneath the Change and the Chariot, and we have beware who you trust. So this is just a gentle warning from Spirit, and I feel like if this is concerning the career, moving on from a job, beware who you trust. And I would just say, and we'll go deeper into this when I pull for the job, but I will say that you're being guided for the future to be careful who you put your trust into. Okay, be careful who you trust with your secrets, with your ideas, with your new changes that are taking place in your life. Be careful who you reveal those things to. And then lastly, we have the minstrel. Let your intentions be known when it comes down to the owl. The eyes, seeing truths, okay? People's lies coming out of the woodwork, kind of a thing. This one is telling you to let your intentions be known. Basically, it's saying there's no bullshitting when it comes to you, okay? If you are having people's secrets be revealed, you need to make sure that you are putting your truth out there, that these people understand where you're coming from, okay? So no more beating around the bush is basically what this card is saying. I feel like it's going to be no nonsense for you. You're going to be very, very much no nonsense type of a person when it comes to, you know, these hidden secrets and stuff being revealed. It could be compromising certain relationships in your life, but hey, sometimes it has to happen, right? That is how growth and change takes place. Ooh, that was beautiful. So that's a beautiful outlook of your future. Not too many bad things, just a couple hiccups, right? But no one's future is perfect. Okay, so next we're going to be looking into career. You feel stuck with your current job. You don't know what your next move should be. So let's look into the career. Obviously, the career path is strong with you because it popped up already with the first spread. So let's go ahead and see specifically for the career what's popping up. So I think for this, I'm just going to pull one oracle. Ooh. You know what? Let me do the tarot first. So this tarot deck, this one I'm going to pull for extra guidance on the oracle card that I just pulled. Extra insight, I should say. Let's pull 3. And then the next tarot deck I'm going to pull for what you could do to get out of this rut. What actions need to take place? Because I think that'll answer your question. What needs to be done? What actions need to take place? Ooh. Okay. And lastly, we'll end it on an oracle card for this position. Ooh, okay. Okay, you got some good cards. So, first off, as far as the career path goes with the future, I'm seeing the invisibility card coming up, authenticity, okay? You need to be in a position of authenticity when it comes to work. This means you need to feel like you are yourself, okay? You're not cloaked, you're not hiding anything, you don't have a mask on to hide, you know, your true feelings. You need to be in a position in a workplace that allows you to feel true to self. And I feel like that's part of why you haven't felt that way. I feel like that's why the stagnancy is there. I feel like that's why the unsureness of, you know, you're not sure what your next move should be, because I feel like there's lack of passion there. There's lack of motivation, okay? And so I feel like it's probably having to do a lot with you are kind of fulfilling a position that is just no longer true to who you are. And I'm really feeling called to say that as you go through these changes, like the cards prior to this were saying, that going through personal changes and transformation, you're going to start to really understand who you are, okay? So I feel like this is more of a question of who am I, okay? Who am I? What do I want? What do I desire in life? And as you start to answer those questions, you're going to start to feel more more capable of taking action. So I feel like that's the first thing is you have to ask yourself is, who am I? What are my interests? What do I want out of my future? What are my needs, right? What are my needs? What are my goals? These are all questions I feel like you need to be asking yourself. Underneath this, the tarot cards that are kind of just giving me extra insight on the invisibility card, I have the Ace of Pentacles coming up. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry. I don't use this deck very often, so a Ten of Pentacle. Abundance, right? This card doesn't really show it so well, but this is abundance. It's like it's a lot happening. I feel like this is a desire for really being in a position that is giving you more value. Okay, being in a position where you feel like you are getting paid what you deserve, for one thing. I also feel like it's more community. So I feel like maybe you haven't been as connected to your old coworkers, and you haven't been as connected to the people that you work around. And I feel like that Ten of Pentacles is revealing that maybe you miss the camaraderie. Maybe you miss the teamwork kind of thing, and you just don't have that right now. Then we have the Six of Swords, which is definitely that desire to move on. Okay. Six of Swords indicates the desire to move on, to find peace. So I feel like there's definitely drama. There's drama in the workplace. There's just a lot of, anxiety going on, and it causes you to not feel connected. It causes you to want to disappear, which is what the invisibility card is coming up as. So I do see the desire with the Six of Wands, or the Six of Swords, I'm sorry, as indicating a need for release and moving on. So there is that desire to leave the workplace, okay? And then we have, lastly, the Ace of Pentacles. So here's the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, again, is that opportunity. So the opportunity will be there. It will come, okay? It will be on the horizon, but you got to be willing to take it. And it's taking chances and taking risks that will be involved with that. I do feel like this opportunity that will be arising will not happen anytime soon until next year, okay? I'm feeling like February, March. So you have a few months to kind of prepare. You have a few months to put out some applications, to start thinking. It's really, I feel like right now, the next couple months, especially as we're going into fall season, fall is all about shedding layers. It's all about harvesting. It's all about like removing, right? Things are starting to die. And then they'll be renewed again in in the springtime, which is, like I said, March. So I feel like really take advantage of these colder seasons to work on self, okay? To not feel so invisible, right? To start rediscovering who you are. So I feel like this card is like indicating you've lost yourself. Okay. So the tarot cards that I pulled for what you can do to get out of this, or what action to take, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is getting the ball rolling. It's a good omen card. It's a good luck card too. But I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is saying in order for you to get out of this rut is you have to physically want it, okay? You're going to have to break cycles too. I'm seeing this with this card too. Breaking cycles, but also you're going to need to get the ball rolling. You need to do something. Take action. We have the Star card coming up. This is forgiveness and healing. So remember earlier when I was saying there's a lot of forgiveness energy around you? I feel like this is forgiveness of self, but also with the coworkers. Relationships that you may have not been the greatest right now with your coworkers, there needs to be healing with that. Whether you physically forgive and you guys make up, or within yourself and in your heart you forgive them and you move forward. You disconnect those cords and you move forward just with yourself, but maybe the actual relationship itself isn't spared, And then we have the Four of Wands, which is rebuilding your roots, okay? So again, with the root chakra, I was feeling the root chakra energy for you. I definitely feel you're going to be uprooting, and I have a feeling it's going to have to do with work, okay? So a lot of uprooting, a lot of figuring out where your solid ground is. Where is your most fertile ground? Where do you want to put a lot of your attention into? The cards are really showing forgiveness, letting go, getting the ball rolling, instead of thinking and talking about wanting to leave your job, how about physically doing it, right? So more action, less talk. And I feel like that Four of Wands is indicating something that is more of the home, maybe something working from home, maybe doing something that is more fulfilling to your home, you know, your home nature. Maybe you're like I said, it could be working from home, or focusing on working closer to home. Maybe that's what the Four of Wands is also saying. I don't know if you commute a lot for work, but maybe it's finding something that is a little bit more in a comfortable driving situation for you. There's a lot of different ways I can interpret it, but definitely feel like there's change happening with the workplace. And lastly, I pulled the King card. So this is authority and diplomacy. I feel like this is being your own boss. Being your own boss, or just maybe even being under a boss that you feel more desired to work under, okay? Somebody who's just a little bit more easier going. I also see the King card also as establishing your own dominance in your life too. You need to be able to be a ruler in your own life. You are in control of you. Nobody else is in control of you. Obviously, for those few short hours when you're working under someone else, they technically have control over you to an extent. But really, you got to be your own leader, right? You got to be your own leader. Okay, so I hope that answered the question. But I definitely see change coming with the career. So keep in mind, like I said, March. And lastly, we have the future of your friendship breakup. Is it better to just let it go? So your friendship breakup, I really, really felt for you with that one, because I have had many of those. I have had many friendship breakups. And it sucks. It does. It sucks when you lose a friend, especially somebody that was like really close to you and you thought, you know, you guys would be friends forever. So I know how that feels. You're getting a lot of the female cards with this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I automatically, this is what I feel. I feel like you guys are going to make it work. Okay. Maybe not so much right now, but I feel like it's not completely over. Okay. The Hearth card came up. Happiness in our hearts and homes tells me that this is somebody that was very much close to you for a long time. Very familiar, very like nostalgic vibes with this person. So either you guys grew up together, or they were very close and tight with your family, or you with their family. Like there was a lot of years there with this person. The cards surrounding this with the energy, I'm seeing the Empress card coming up. Okay, very nurturing, female, feminine energy, motherly energy. I'm seeing the Santa Muerte card coming up, which again is like that mother energy. She's pregnant in the photo, but I feel like it's just very nurturing, loving, mama energy. And then we have the Two of Cups. I'm sorry, not the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. These cards look so much like this one looks so much like the Two of Cups. But the Two of Pentacles, which is in the regular Rider-Waite, it's a decision-making card. It's kind of like you're weighing out your options, right? But this one to me looks like a Two of Cups, which I would say is like connection, right? Communication. Seeing eye to eye is what I'm hearing Spirit say, right? They're looking right into each other's eyes, communication. So I feel like what's taking place here is there needs to have another talk. There needs to be more communication. There needs to be nurturing in order for this friendship to be able to move forward from what it was that caused it to break up. I feel like I'm seeing spirit watering plants. So it's kind of like you got to water this friendship in order to keep it strong and nurtured and healthy. You got to love it and nurture it and take care of it, because it's one of those friendships where if you don't put a lot of work into it, and if this is not just you putting work into it, this is like a combined equal effort. But if neither of you are doing that, it's one of those friendships that will crumble. So it is one of those friendships where it needs a little bit more TLC to make it strong, or maintain it, I should say. As far as the cards of what to do, you know, the action to take, I have the Emperor card, which is usually the pairing of the Empress, right? I feel like the Emperor card is also leadership. It's taking initiative, okay? It's focusing on stability. So someone has to be the bigger person is how I'm seeing this Emperor card, meaning someone's going to have to be the bigger person. And because you are the one that is inquiring on this question, I feel like that's your responsibility for you to be the bigger person, okay? It's probably rolled around in your mind. Like, should I contact this person? Should I contact my friend? I feel like, yes, I feel like eventually, maybe not rush into it, but, you know, give it some time, especially if this friendship just broke up. But if anyone is going to have to take initiative and be the bigger person, it's going to come from you, okay? The Queen of Swords card is also coming up. This is communication. So the Queen of Swords tells it like it is. She's very verbal. Now, remember in the very first spread that I did for you, where I was talking about having to, I can't remember the exact words, but I think it was the Minstrel card, which was saying like secrets and truths being revealed, and you're going to have to tell it like it is. That's this energy. So that message from that first part, rewind this video if you have to. This Queen of Swords card is pretty much reflecting what I was saying about that. So if you are willing to be the bigger person and try to reconnect with this friend, one, be aware that there could be additional secrets being revealed. But in order to get past this, there's a power of forgiveness that has to take place, okay? And then we have the Chariot. So here's your second Chariot card for this reading. And this one's coming up under the Two of Pentacles. So making a choice and taking action is how I'm seeing this saying. Make a choice, take action. So I feel like instead of, you know, like going back and forth in your mind about it, you got to take action. Physical action will be taking place sometime in the next year with this friendship. So I do feel like there's a potential for you guys to rekindle, okay? There definitely is, but it has to be equal, and it also has to be one person willing to be the bigger person, even if that means you throw away everything that you originally thought you were going to, you know, hold on to forever. You're not a good grudge holder, I will say that. Eventually, you're going to soften to the circumstances of what took place. And lastly, the Stars card came up, which to me, the Star card in the tarot is forgiveness and hope. But this one says, a long journey brings rewards. So a long journey of this, with this breakup, with this friendship, okay? It was a long time coming. If you guys have been split up for a while, or it's a long journey, it's been many years of friendship that will be rewarded later on. So every friendship will have its ups and downs, right? No, there is no perfect friendship. So sometimes you'll fight, sometimes you won't, sometimes you'll be connected, sometimes you won't, you know, it's life, right? I feel like also with the pregnancy card, it could be too, maybe pregnancy gets in the way. Maybe one of you has kids, or pregnancy is the desire, a change in life. You know, maybe there was changes or big changes that one of you guys was going through, and it caused, you know, a disruption. But whatever the case may be, I feel like the Stars card is revealing that if you guys are truly in it for the long haul, that there will be rewards. So I'm taking that, interpreting that to say that this friendship may not be strong right now, but I feel like eventually you guys will get to a place where it can be salvageable. So I'm not calling it out completely. I do think that it could be saved. So that's basically all I see with that. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, my love. It was actually a lot of fun to do. A lot of information came through, so I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you, and I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, please send me an email. And anybody, if you're still watching this, these are my fall readings. They're actually currently on sale for the Labor Day weekend. So they are all at a discount. I believe they're all at discount of like $5 off. And it's all on my website through to the end of Monday. So as of Monday at the end of the night, I will be putting them back up to regular price. But if you want to snag a reading at a discount, you should do that ASAP. All right, you guys, I will talk to you later. Bye, my loves.